Hello, everyone. I have introduced the project we are going to be working on right now on the previous video. So let's get right into it. First, we would identify the number of staff we have in the company. So I'll type in staff 1 and staff 2 and create more staff. I'll just stop right here. And I would like to indicate the number of days we have in a month, 31 days. So I'll type in 1 and 2, and then highlight this first 2, bring my cursor right to this green edge, and drag all the way down till I have 31. Okay? And then I also need to indicate the days of the week. I'll be starting with Monday and Tuesday. Please note, if you are creating this project for yourself, if you are trying to create this for the month of July, take for instance, try to figure out the day the month of July started. All right. I'll quickly check the day the month of July started on my phone. So we'll just create this for the month of July. The month of July, oh, interestingly, started on a Monday. So 1st July was on a Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, I will highlight these 2 and take it through to day 31. Great. So the next thing I would like to do is I need to shrink this to fit into my screen. Okay, so I would highlight all of the columns for the 31 days. Bring my cursor to one of the midpoints in between the alphabets and try to shrink until I manage to get a desired column size. I think this is okay. And automatically, all the columns for my 31 days has been shrinked to have same size for all of them. Okay, I would like to reduce my font to 9. And I would like to label the month that owns this calendar, the month of July. I would highlight from the very first column that sits my staff all the way to the end of my table. I will go to merge and center under alignment, click the drop down arrow, select merge and center. So my calendar header would be just at the middle of my chart. I will go ahead to make the font bold. You can increase it and give it color if you want. I think I'm okay with this for now. So I would put all of this that has been created in a table by highlighting the entire input and selecting all border. I love to use thick outside border because it gives it a certain kind of neatness. I will highlight all the stuff, select all border and thick outside border. I would select the month area and choose thick outside border. And I'll be having something that looks like this. Our project is beginning to have a face. The next thing I would like to do is to indicate all of the excuses. This project can be created for good or for bad. I don't know. It mustn't be excuses. But first, people might not show up to work because they are sick. I would like to use the letter S to identify that. People might not show up to work because they are on leave. I would like to use the letter L to identify that. People might not show up to work because of situations beyond their management, and then they call in to take an excuse. So I will call that compassion and say, give it a letter C. All right. And finally, up, up, up. No, I think I will change that. I'll call it CN. And finally, people might not show up, or I will just leave it with these three. You can create more possible options. I will wrap this text right here. Oh no, I would not wrap it. Undo. I would just expand it. Would also reduce the font as well. Now I will create my table to allow for the total sick leave or compassion for all of the staff. I'll select all border, thick outside border. Would highlight the headers and give it a thick outside border and make it bold. Okay. All right. Let's begin our calculation using CountIF. I want to calculate how many sick. I'll do equal to count. Okay, so all of the count options are being displayed. I'll select CountIF. All right, and it's asking for a range, so I'll highlight all of the input for staff 1 and input comma, and it's asking for the criteria. My criteria is the letter S. The count should be able to give me a number if S. And then I'll click on enter. I would apply this to every other staff on my list. I will do same for leave, equal to CountIF, double click on CountIF, highlight the whole 31 days for staff 1, comma, the criteria would be L. Count all of the L's, CountIF L, all right, and enter. And then I will highlight this so it applies to all staff. Same thing for compassion, equal to CountIF, double click, highlight the whole days for staff 1, comma, and the criteria will be CountIF CN. Close my quotes and enter. Apply this also to all of the staff. Now, we might need to test out our table. If I input L anywhere, it would count. It just counted L for leave. All right. If I input S anywhere, it just counted S for sick. And if I input CN anywhere, it will count. It just imputed CN for compassion. All right. So the next thing I would need to do is apply the conditional formatting. Let me just clear this up. I've tested my table, is working just fine. I want a situation where if I input L, it will give me a certain color. So I want to assign colors for sick, leave, and compassion. I will assign, I'll come to this font corner right here, the paint bucket icon, click the drop down arrow on it. I want sick to be yellow. I want leave to be blue, like a sky blue or lighter blue, and I want compassion to be maybe light green. Oh, great, light green. Now we can apply our conditional formatting. To do that, I would quickly highlight the whole input for staff and then click the drop-down arrow on conditional formatting. Select highlight, hover your cursor on highlight cell rules and it will give you more options. So among the options that it's giving us, I will choose text that contains. In text that contains, I will type in the letter S for sick, all right? And it's this corner where you have light red fill with dark red text. I don't want that. I want to give it my own custom color, which I have assigned for my sick, leave, and compassion. So I'll click the drop-down arrow, go to custom formats, go to choose the fill option and choose yellow. All right, and click OK and OK. My cells are still highlighted. I will repeat the action, go to conditional formatting, click the drop-down arrow there, hover my cursor on highlight cell rules, choose the text that contains option, type in L, click the drop-down arrow where I have light red fill with dark red text, click the drop-down arrow, select custom format. I am still on fill, so I would be choosing the powder blue or the light blue, whatever it is that, and click OK and OK. My cells are still highlighted. I will do this one more time. Drop down arrow, highlight cell rules, text that contains. I will type in CN for compassion and click the drop down arrow where I have light red fill with dark red text. Choose custom format. Choose the light green. I think it's this one, not so sure right now. I think it's this one. All right, and OK. And OK. Great. I'll click out to unhighlight. And then now let's test if all we've done is working so fine. So for staff 1 fell sick on Thursday. So and didn't show up for 2 days. So I'll type in S and S. Great. It's working just fine. It's showing yellow. Okay, so staff 5 went on leave for 7 days. So I would type in L starting, oh, that's a Saturday. Oops. Starting from Monday, I'll type in L and I will drag it through. I will drag it through till the weekend. All right, so our L is showing blue to indicate this staff went on leave for 7 days. And it's counted for the staff. Look at it right here, 7. This staff that didn't show up because he or she was sick for 2 days is indicated here, 2. Okay, let's talk about compassion. Staff 10, for reasons beyond his or her control, didn't show up to work on Wednesday the 17th. So, CN. And boom, it's indicating green and it has counted for that staff as 1. Great. So we are done creating our charts. Thank you. This has brought us to the end of our second project. We look forward to the analysis proper in the next class.